In Chapter 27 of Yoga Vasistha, today we will discuss Verse 1, the body as cause-effect conjunction, Verse 1. Verse 2, comparison of Bhushindi with the second Brahma, Verse 3. Verse 3, the metaphor of the bamboo bead, Verse 7. Verse 4, the philosophy of the liberated soul and Karma Yoga, Verses 8 to 9.
Here is how our journey today unfolds. We'll be looking at the cause-effect conjunction, the story of Bhushindi and the second Brahma, the beautiful bamboo bead metaphor, the liberated soul and Karma Yoga, and finally, a summary of Canto 27.
Section 1. The cause-effect conjunction, understanding the physical body as outlined in Verse 1.
Rama, my dear disciple, before we can truly grasp the infinite reality of the entire universe, we've got to first confront the very vessel you're inhabiting right now. It's time to shift your focus from the immediate physical reality of your body to the much deeper, profound spiritual truth that lies behind it. Verse 1 in the Sanskrit text puts it very plainly. The body is fundamentally a conjunction of cause and effect. Now, the literal English meaning here is incredibly direct. This physical form that you call your own, made of flesh, bone, and breath, it's just not a standalone, permanent reality. It is simply the mechanical, inevitable result of past actions meeting present conditions.
So let's dive into this profound concept of karya karana, that unbreakable cycle of cause and effect. In its deepest philosophical context, entirely unclouded by any modern dilution, this basically means the soul is completely, 100% distinct from this physical shell. Yet under the incredibly powerful spell of ignorance, the soul mistakenly identifies with this bound physical body. It falsely believes, I am this flesh, when in truth, the body is merely a temporary karmic echo.
Let's move to and see how this builds step by step. Step 1. A cause is generated entirely through our own deep-seated desires and attachments. Step 2. That internal desire forces an effect, and it manifests outwardly as this physical reality we experience every day. And finally, Step 3, which is really the tragic finale. The mind binds itself to this manifestation. It's like a giant puzzle. The illusion of the body is constructed brick by our desires, and it's maintained by a mind that has completely forgotten its own infinite nature.
Section 2, Bhushindi and the second Brahma. The macrocosmic reflection from Verse 3.
Having understood the utterly fragile nature of the individual body, O Rama, let's now expand our vision to the cosmic realm. In Verse 3, we're given this truly fascinating comparison of Bhushindi with the second Brahma. The literal translation of this verse explains how Bhushindi, who is this majestic and fully enlightened sage that actually took the humble form of a crow, is likened in greatness and endurance to the very creator deity of the universe, Lord Brahma himself. Now, consider this comparison for a moment. On one side, we have sage Bhushindi, a being who has survived endless, unimaginable cycles of cosmic creation and dissolution. And on the other side, the mighty creator Brahma. Impartially speaking, the narrative equivalence here is just staggering. What it demonstrates is that when a being achieves absolute, true self-knowledge, they are elevated to the very level of the cosmic creator. Their physical form, whether it's a lowly crow or a supreme god, becomes entirely irrelevant. It just doesn't matter. And this brilliantly illustrates the profound, unadulterated philosophy of the Yoga Vasistha. True self-knowledge completely transcends both of these forms. Ultimately, neither Bhushindi the crow nor Brahma the creator are real in a physical, permanent sense. Only the underlying infinite consciousness, the Brahman, is true. The forms? Well, they're just temporary waves on the surface of the same infinite ocean. Section 3. The bamboo bead metaphor, piercing the illusion in Verse 7.
But O Rama, you might be wondering, how does the mind trick us so completely into believing these forms are real? To really ground this high cosmic theory, Verse 7 offers a highly visual, relatable metaphor, stating literally, like a bamboo bead, the mind creates an illusion of a hollow world. Just picture a beautifully crafted bamboo bead resting right in the palm of your hand. It looks smooth, solid, and whole on the outside, right? Yet it is entirely empty and hollow within. This brings us directly to Maya. Maya is that cosmic illusion that makes the unreality of the world appear intensely real, while simultaneously keeping the absolute reality of the true self completely hidden from us. Maya acts exactly like the structural trick of that bamboo bead. It traps the unaware mind by presenting a surface of convincing solidity, completely hiding the emptiness inside.
Let's break down the logical connections here, because it's absolutely crucial. First, the bead appears solid, but is fundamentally hollow inside. Second, your mind does the exact same thing to the universe. It projects solidity, meaning, and permanence onto a world that is essentially empty of any independent reality. Third, the very moment you actually recognize this emptiness, the illusion is instantly destroyed. And finally, true reality is only found beyond that projection. Just as you have to look past the outer shell of the bead, you absolutely must look past the illusion of the manifested world.
Section 4. Liberated Soul and Karma Yoga. Action without attachment, covered in verses 8 and 9. This brings us to the ultimate practical application for you, Rama, and really for anyone seeking the truth. How do we perform our duties in this world if we know the whole thing is merely a hollow illusion? Well, verses 8 and 9 give us the definitive answer. They detail the philosophy of the liberated soul and karma yoga. The literal translation here focuses entirely on the enlightened state of a being who continues to live, breathe, and act dynamically in the world, yet remains entirely free from its binding chains.
So the crucial point is the concept of the Jivan Mukta. A Jivan Mukta is a soul that is liberated while still living, right here in the physical body. They perform actions without being bound by the results of those actions whatsoever. And this is what separates true karma yoga, the path of selfless action, from mere physical renunciation. You don't need to flee to a forest to be free. You can be entirely free in the very midst of a battlefield or ruling a kingdom. So how do we actually practice this? First, perform all your duties with complete, unwavering detachment. Second, remain perfectly unaffected by the dualities of life. Joy or sorrow, success or failure, it shouldn't shake you. Third, try to see the infinite consciousness pulsating within every single worldly action you take. And most importantly, do not abandon the action itself. Actually, scratch that. It's more like perform the action, but completely abandon the ego, the I and mine behind the action.
Section 5, Summary of Canto 27, The Culmination of Knowledge.
My dear Rama, as we reach the culmination of knowledge in our explainer of Canto 27, let the profound peace of this wisdom wash over you. The supreme truth is now laid completely bare before you. Let's succinctly review the logical connections of the teachings imparted today. The physical body you worry over is merely a cause and effect illusion. True wisdom elevates the enlightened sage to the absolute equal of the cosmic creator, transcending all physical forms. The world around us is just a hollow projection of our own mind, exactly like that bamboo bead we discussed. Therefore, ultimate freedom is found by living as a Jivan Mukta, acting fully in the world but remaining utterly and blissfully detached from it.
And so, I leave you with this final provocative thought. O Rama, knowing the world is but a hollow echo of the mind, who is the true doer of your actions?